England World Cup squad. Sky Sports football writers make their picks ahead of Qatar 2022. The Sky Sports football writers pick their 26-man England squads for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Three Lions boss Gareth Southgate names his squad on Thursday at 2 p.m. The tournament in Qatar runs from November 20 to December 18. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar is almost here, but there are still big question marks over who will make Gareth Southgate's squad. Southgate, who selected a 55-man preliminary squad at the end of October, has to whittle that down to a final group of 26 for the tournament, which runs from November 20 to December 18. Time has run out for the players to impress, with Southgate announcing his squad on Thursday at 2 p.m. The midfield is the area that worries me. There is a quality unit there in Declan Rice, Kalvin, Phillips and Jude Bellingham, but will Phillips be ready? Depth is badly lacking. I've included Conor Gallagher because he could slot into a few different roles if required. James Maddison is another creative option. Marcus Rashford has to go, in my opinion. He will most likely feature on the flanks, but he can also deputies for Harry Kane along with the in-form Callum Wilson. Wilson gets the nod ahead of the struggling Tammy Abraham, the not quite fit enough Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Brentford's Ivan Toney. I was tempted to pick Toney, largely because of his penalty-taking prowess with potential shootouts in mind, but I couldn't squeeze in another attacker. The fact he is yet to make an international appearance also makes him a little too green for this tournament. England have fallen into the trap of trying to rush back key players from injury for major tournaments too many times before. It's never really paid off, so alternatives to Kyle Walker and Kalvin Phillips need to be found. Trent Alexander-Arnold is a beneficiary, while Conor Gallagher can add energy to the midfield if first-choice Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice need a breather. The go-to defensive back three will be John Stones, Eric Dyer and Harry Maguire, but Ben White and Connor Cody offer decent support. With Ben Chilwell out left back, left wing back cover is needed for Luke Shaw and Ryan Sessegnon is on the right path at Tottenham, while James Maddison's numbers, and the luxury of a larger 26-man squad, make him a must-pick. Up top, in form Callum Wilson has to go as Harry Kane's understudy. Marcus Rashford's recent performances suggest he could cause problems from the left, and Ivan Toney's penalty mastery will be handy when that inevitable shootout comes around. Let's party like it's 2018. I'm getting the gang from the last World Cup back together. After missing out on my squad in April, Kieran Trippier and Kyle Walker, assuming he is fit, are back. The increased all-round qualities offered by the experienced duo see them usurp Trent Alexander-Arnold. I may have written 7 months ago that leaving him out would be a nonsense, but the Liverpool defender's defensive deficiencies have been tough to ignore this season. However, with Reece James's knee injury ruling him out of the tournament, Alexander-Arnold should travel given the lack of alternatives. Eric Dyer is also handed a recall, although again that's more to do with a lack of centre-back options. Out goes Harry Maguire, a fellow member of the 2018 squad. The Manchester United man has been way off it for well over a year now, and his scrambled performance in England's draw with Germany in September just confirmed the suspicion that he shouldn't be in the squad, let alone the starting 11. I'm also handing a surprise recall to one of the lesser-known members of England's 2018 vintage. Ruben Loftus-Cheek has overcome his injury woes, and his strength, quality in possession and ability to play centrally or out wide would make him a highly useful option. He is joined in the squad by Conor Gallagher and James Ward-Prowse, who come in for Kalvin Phillips, a star for England at Euro 2020 but lacking in game time and fitness since joining Manchester City. The final member of the 2018 squad who is back in the fold is Marcus Rashford. I wrote in April there should be a place for the Man Utd forward if he rediscovers his form, and he has done just that. He takes the place of Jadon Sancho, who has yet to convince at Old Trafford or with England. There's still time for 2 final changes. Ryan Sessegnon is handed a maiden call-up due to the wing-back crisis that has claimed Ben Chilwell as its latest victim, while James Maddison, who hasn't even made an England squad since earning his solitary cap 3 years ago, earns a long-awaited recall.